Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If I were smart, I'd leave now. Thank you all so very much. Mr. Mayor, Michael, thank you. You know, I awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom because you literally revolutionized our economy. It's not hyperbole. You transformed how we consume information. You challenged and solved the toughest issues. And thank you for hosting this important forum. And thank all the business leaders here today. And thank my cabinet members for their work as well. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm is here. The EPA Administrator Michael Reagan's here. You know, 4 years ago, Kamala and I inherited the worst pandemic in a century. The worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. I got a whole minute here and tell you a little story. When I sat in the Oval Office every morning at 9 o'clock and then ended the day with Barack for 8 years. And there was only one portrait above the fireplace, a portrait of George Washington, fairly small but a beautiful portrait. And so I didn't realize at the time, all the times I've been in the Oval, that the incoming president cannot go into the Oval on the 20th until after 4 o'clock, and the outgoing president has to leave by 10, although the outgoing president never showed up. Anyway, so I asked my brother Jim, who has a better taste than I do, to pick what we needed to pick what desk you want, what rug, the things you want in your office. And I said I only wanted a couple things. I wanted to make sure I had the Resolute desk, and I wanted, looking next to the fireplace, I wanted the bust of Martin Luther King, who was one of my heroes as I was coming up as a young civil rights guy, and Bobby Kennedy. I have great admiration for John Kennedy, but I could never picture him at my kitchen table. Anyway, so we're standing, I walk in, and my brother's showing me, and I look up, and there's this giant portrait of Franklin Roosevelt. And John Meacham was on the speaker. And I said, why Franklin Roosevelt? I admire him, but why Franklin Roosevelt? He said, well, no one's inherited an economy more disarrayed than when Franklin Roosevelt was president. I said, isn't that wonderful? Swear to God, true story. Look to the left, there's Abraham Lincoln. I said, why Abraham Lincoln? I admire the hell out of Lincoln, but why? He said, the country has never been as divided since the Civil War. I said, I'm the hell out of here. Anyway. But look, a lot's changed. A lot's changed. When he came to office, the climate is in crisis, and one existential threat that faces all nations. Mayor Bloomberg, Michael, you've convened leadership, national and international levels, to lead the charge and change the mindset. You know, I just met with the president of the UAE, who is a massive investor in clean energy around the world. That's what he wanted to talk to me about. I just hosted a 3-day conference at the Quad in Delaware. The Prime Minister of India, Australia, and Japan, 3 of the fastest growing economies in the world. They understand you can't remain dependent on fossil fuels. They need to lead the clean energy future. I had a discussion with the President of Kenya, whom I hosted for a state visit. Kenya is also a global leader in clean energy. Together we've launched the U.S.-Kenya Climate and Clean Energy and Industrial Partnership. All this matters. Now I want to pivot to home here. Since I've been president, I've flown over more wildfires, unfortunately, it's the God's truth, in helicopters, from Arizona, Idaho, all the way to Montana. And more acreage, I've looked down and I've seen more acreage burned on the ground, to the ground, than the entire state of Maryland in terms of the area. Just wildfires. I've toured the community, ravaged by tornadoes and floods. More than cost lives and livelihoods. It cost taxpayers billions of dollars in damage. But when Kamala and I came to office, there was no real plan in place to do anything about it. As a government, we were doing nothing, virtually nothing. We were determined not only to deliver immediate economic relief to the American people, but to transform how our economy works in the long term, to write a new economic playbook, to grow the economy from the middle out and the bottom up instead of the top down. That way, workers do well, no one's left behind, and the wealthy still do very well. And and foster fair competition. Invest in all of America and all Americans. And I've been pointing out when it comes to the climate, every time I talk about it, whether I was trying to convince labor or business to come along, I'd say, when I think climate, I think jobs. I think jobs, and I mean it. Good union-paying jobs. In fact, I'm proud to have kept my commitment to bring unions and business to the climate table. That's what we're seeing. Rather than climate conservation about sacrifice, conversation about sacrifice, or focus on doing less, Kamala and I have pursued an ambitious climate policy focused on growth. And the public and private sector lead all of it. All of you in this audience, you've led, building our economic capacity. Together we've proven the strong middle class, thriving innovation and manufacturing are the key to winning climate here at home and abroad. Here are the key climate pages from the new economic playbook. We rejoined the Paris Agreement immediately after my predecessor had walked away. We got to work pulling private capital off the sidelines, getting the workers in the game, and once again leading the world on climate, bringing jobs back home, manufacturing and technology. We invented here in the United States decades ago, bringing it back. We're bringing back hope and pride in communities.